One of the biggest changes that I've noticed in myself is how I am now able to put myself ahead of others in terms of priority. Now, I know a lot of people think that people's biggest problem is that they're too selfish, but for people who were raised to put the needs of others or the whims of others ahead of themselves, very often we struggle to put ourselves first. I was speaking to a girl that I dated last year, and she was someone who was bright and happy and, into fitness like me, a very sweet, kind person. But I saw that there were some obvious obstacles. Like, I didn't speak Polish fluently and she didn't speak English fluently, so we struggled to communicate a lot of the times. But my level of Polish is much better as a result of spending this time with her. And I felt last summer that her feelings and her readiness for a relationship were moving much faster than mine. And I didn't want her to get hurt, so I ended it. And I felt a lot of regret over that because I didn't really give it as much of a try as I really wanted to. And so we started spending more time together again, but things changed. And when it came to the fact that now I had much stronger feelings for her and thought, I know there's a language barrier, but if I put effort in, maybe I can overcome this. But it was too late. She'd moved on. I killed the opportunity through my trying to protect her. And for me, it's really quite rare that I meet someone that I feel like, wow, this person is a great match for me. They match my values, they match my lifestyle, and there's that mutual attraction. In such a narcissistic world, I meet so many girls. I think, wow, she's beautiful, and then I don't know, I get her Instagram and it's just full of photos of herself, and every story is just, look at me, look how pretty I am, as if there's nothing more to her. And that turns me off so much. So finding these diamonds is rare, and it's not every day you meet someone like that. I'm not saying I'm never going to meet someone who's compatible with me. Yeah, I'm sure I will. But it's rare, and it's something that I treasure, or should treasure. But what did I do? I put what I thought was her above myself and sacrificed that fledgling relationship. And operating out of fear like that is actually a form of control. You think you're doing the best for another person, but what you're doing is you're taking away their ability to decide for themselves by ending it before it gets, I'm not saying dangerous, but you're ending it before you feel like you're going to waste their time. And that's it. That was that image of myself that I had, that I would waste her time. And does that really happen? Yeah, sure, there's some girls who say that I wasted their time, but in general, if you're acting out of integrity, like, I am a kind and honest person, and if I'm acting authentically, my actions are kind and honest. I'm sure that doesn't mean that no one's ever going to get hurt. It doesn't mean that you might start a relationship and realize that it's not right for you. But even in that time that you spend together, it can be a real time of growth and healing. And of all the relationships I've had, I would say usually the girl leaves the relationship in a better place than she was when she met me. So why the hell am I thinking, oh, she's going to waste her time? She's going to get hurt. I think of the negatives, or I thought of the negatives. And this is now something I'm noticing changing in myself, that I'm now able to put myself first and trust that other people will put themselves first, so that these interactions work out positive for both of us. This reminds me of that analogy of the garden that I talked about, that my life is a garden where I'm responsible for taking care of the stuff in my garden, and I don't need to look into other people's gardens to check that they're taking care of their stuff. I don't need to worry about what's happening in other people's garden. I just get to take care of mine and enjoy my own. I find it so ironic that I've done so much work on self-worth and self-esteem, and I still find pockets in myself where I will, it's like options. Number one, go down with the ship. It's like you're not considering all the ways that you might act in your own self-interest. You just go for the sacrifice straight away, because, well, that's what you're used to. And now I think once you've changed on the inside, like I have, it's a case of spotting areas in your life where you're doing this. And the internal work as well is about spotting what's going on in the inside. If, in terms of practical application, if you just spend some time with yourself and ask yourself why you do what you do, why you did what you did, how do you feel about it? Is it a labor? Is it burning you out? Are you giving something that you don't really have enough for yourself left over? You're doing more than most people. Most people are just running their lives on autopilot, feeling bad about stuff, but not really understanding why. So by having these conversations with yourself, by talking with yourself, it's not madness, it's more sanity than you could ever think possible. And it could really change your life. Thanks very much for listening.